Hey YouTube, it's GrannyWitch73, and I am doing a collection video today. I have an extensive horror movie collection, and I I absolutely love horror movies. I collect all of them, even the obscure ones, and I have a stack of obscure scary movies here. First, I'm going to start with my Stephen King movies. In my other video, I showed you the movie Maximum Overdrive. It was a Stephen King movie as well, but it is technically in the alien genre, so it's in my alien collection. The horror legacy series, I had this one, and I have Witchboard, but I lent it to my son around Sam Hain for him and his friend to watch. This is the original Children of the Corn, not the remake. I'm not a big fan of the whole remake thing. The Stand, if anybody's ever seen it, it came out as a mini-series on TV. It's an awesome movie. This one here, because this movie was out of production by the time I tried to buy it, they weren't making any more of them, and there was no way where you could buy them. I had a friend actually, yes, I know, I said I don't like pirated movies, but my friend, she copied her movie for me and she printed out the cover art for me because she knows how I feel about pirated movies. But it was the only way I could get it. So, if you love things like books and movies like I do, you'll do almost anything for them. My Bloody Valentine, this is a remake movie. Now, I don't remember seeing the first one, so I can tell you that this one is alright. I don't like the fact that, I watch Supernatural religiously. I love Dean, the guy who plays Dean. He's in this movie, and he's the bad guy. And this is it's a pretty good movie. I don't know, it's not right up there on my top 10 list, but it's alright. Rob Zombie, House of a Thousand Corpses. I have this one, and I did have the second one to this. The part 2 is called Devil's Rejects. Now this isn't so much a scary movie as a slasher film, but it's kind of, sort of, it's a trip, this movie. You would swear to God that you had dropped acid when you watch this movie because it's so out there. It's an obscure movie for sure, but it's in typical Rob Zombie fashion. The Hills Have Eyes. This is the collection. This has all 3 of The Hills Have Eyes. Sorry, not 3. 1 second. It has the 2 Hills Have Eyes and Hills Have Eyes 2. I know that there's a third one out there, but in this collection there's only the 2. And if anybody's ever seen them, it's about a group of people who have become cannibals. They lived in a small town that the government had deemed zoned for nuclear testing, and these people didn't want to leave, so they ended up becoming mutants and living in the underground mines that were all over the place. It was a mining community. Resident Evil, another zombie movie. This one is got Mila, what the heck's her name? I can never pronounce her name. Mila Jovovich. And she's also in a movie that I used to have with Bruce Willis called The Fifth Element. I think she's a really good actress. I've seen her in a couple other movies. There's another movie she's in where I think it's called Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind, where it's supposedly based on a true story. and her child is being abducted by aliens and nobody believes her. It's also a really good movie. Mirrors with, let's see, I'm Kiefer Sutherland. I used to have the Lost Boys movie as well, but as with many of my movies, I've handed it out for somebody to watch, and it never comes back. So, then there's 13 Ghosts. I just got this one. I go on a kind of like a movie buying thing when I, around Halloween, Sam Hain stuff like that, and I'm in the mood for scary stuff, so I actually will start buying stuff. Bruce Willis's Sixth Sense. This is, it's a thriller, sort of. I didn't find it too scary, but it is it's a psychological thriller because you don't know what's going on until the very end of that movie. And then I've got Tremors. Again, I didn't find it too scary, but it has Kevin Bacon in it, and it is pretty funny. And this one has all of the Tremors movies, all 4 of them. And I don't know. The first movie has Reba McEntire in it, and that's part of the reason I like that movie, because I love Reba McEntire. She reminds me of my mom. And I've got the Ring movies, the Ring 1 and 2. These movies are creepy ass movies. I'm sorry for the swearing, but oh my god. I find if a movie can make me jump, and I am very hard to scare, then it is a damn good movie. So this movie is on my top 10 list for scary jumping movies, the ones that make you jump out of your skin. I have Nightmare on Elm Street. I have the whole collection, all 8 movies. And I have watched them all. Now, my favorite of all of these movies was this one. The music in this one is by a band called Dokken, and they did a music video back in the 80s when this came out called Dream Warrior. If you get a chance, look it up on YouTube. I really do like the music video. And then, I don't know if you guys are scary movie nuts like me, but the Nightmare on Elm Street movies were among my favorites. Now, this one here, New Nightmare, is actually about the cast members of the movie living their real lives, and somebody is stalking the main girl from the first movie, and she ends up actually going into the nightmare at it actually happens in real life, sort of, in this movie. It's actually pretty interesting. I liked it. My boyfriend's not into the whole scary movie thing, and it's Freddy vs. Jason, which I was not 100% fond of, so it's not on my top 10, but Nightmare on Elm Street movies are on my top 10. And these are definitely on my top 10. Poltergeist. One of my most favorite movies. It got me into the whole ghost busting thing when I was a kid. It's one of the first, actually, Children of the Corn is one of the first movies that my mom let us watch when we were kids. She had a thing about scaring her children, and she thought it was funny. So Poltergeist was one of the ones we watched at the drive-in by Baltimore, and I've got all of them. Poltergeist 2 and 3 as well. Now, 3 I wasn't too fond of, but you know how it goes with remake movies. The remake movies, they kind of, some of them are good, and some of them get bad as they go along.